Are you a bit worried about white people? I am, to be honest. They can't seem to even defend themselves using arguments. You know, when you're accused of something and you didn't do it, or you didn't think you did it, or, you know, whatever, you don't think it's right for you to take the blame, or that you're just not guilty of the thing that you were accused of. You could, well, you could use argument. You'd say, well, I didn't do it, or, you know, it's not like you don't understand. And there's so many arguments that I can think of. Perhaps it's my legal training, but I think even before I pass my bar exams, um, there are, you know, certain ways that you can defend yourself when you are being unfairly accused of something. But I'm not the first one to point out that, you know, there's just something disturbingly blancmange-like about white people. They just wobble, and they they literally can't defend themselves. And you think, why is it? And I'm not the first person to say it. You know, Melanie Phillips, I know, has examined the problem of Christians in Britain, and she too has been wondering, well, what's wrong with them? I mean, or why are they being so helpless and vulnerable, and just being so utterly unable to defend themselves? And I'm talking about William and Kate in Boston yesterday, and and I don't think that there's even, you know, anything untoward. What are they saying? They faced booze. Apparently, did they face booze? And they sat through an awkward silence. I mean, that's all. I mean, I don't think that even the Bostonians were rude. Okay, so somebody called Reverend Mariama White Hammond, the Boston's chief of environment, energy, and open space, urged the audience to consider the legacy of colonialism and racism. So they were booed. William and Kate were booed by small pockets of the crowd when they were introduced by an announcer and shown on the big screen as they were watching an NBA game. And what caused that? So Lady Hussey, who is the godmother. Wait, let me just make sure I get it right. Lady Hussey, 83, who is the godmother of the Prince of William, had to step down because she asked a black woman called Ngozi Fulani where she came from, and has offered her profound apologies for the hurt caused. So she's the Queen's, who served as a Queen's Lady in Waiting for 60 years, asked Ngozi Fulani where she came from. I mean, you know, it's just perfectly acceptable question. I mean, what's so racist about saying, which country do you come from? Why is it racist? I don't think it's racist. I mean, I certainly wouldn't want to be accused of being racist if I ask somebody, which country do you come from? I'm often asked this question. Um, hmm, what's wrong with that? It's showing an interest in somebody's background. Why should it be construed as racist? Well, as you can see, a few questions occur to me in defense of the 83-year-old Lady Hussey, who is the prince's godmother. But basically, Kensington Palace let her, well, hung her out to dry. She had to resign from her duties, probably because she was told that, to just, well, it's time for you to retire. You're 83 and, well, you better go now. And this reminds me of the BNP. I used to be a member of it, and the culture in the BNP is that nobody defends you if you get into a spot of bother. If you're accused by somebody of something or other, nobody defends you. It's like, oh well, too bad, you have to go. They don't offer to defend you with arguments, and if you try, you will be isolated and alone. And that is basically the culture there. And I thought, well, that's profoundly unhelpful, considering you have, well, not the best educated people who can't dance around words like, somebody who did PPE at Oxford, or like a lawyer, and the leadership never defends them. It's like, oh dear, it seems that the left are targeting you. You better resign, since we want a story to die, and then you're expected to, well, jump before you are pushed. So this is a kind of culture that existed in the BNP. They don't defend you. They don't come to your assistance. They'll just drop you like a hot potato. So how is this going to help white people? And it's not just white people, isn't it? Because eventually, any person of any race asking another person of another race will be accused of being racist just for asking the question. But what's wrong with white people? Why can't they just, say, well, no, I don't think I'm racist. Well, what do you mean by racist? Can't I ask somebody where they come from without being accused of racism? But it doesn't even occur to Buckingham Palace to come to the defence of the godmother of the Prince of Wales. They just let her hang out to dry. And this explains why the royal couple are being booed now, right? They're being booed because white people are just known for people who don't come to the defense of each other, cannot formulate counter arguments, cannot defend themselves, and are obviously to be treated with hatred and contempt. And they pretend to believe in a religion that is increasingly being ridiculed. Because it is a religion of idolaters and blasphemers in denial that they are idolaters and blasphemers. And when you try to talk to any Christian about it, they'll pretend not to understand what you mean and say, oh, they hate you because you're being mean about their Christo-liberalism. And when you ask them if Christo-liberalism is working, they will, well, they won't answer because they know it's not, but they don't like this being pointed out. But anyway, this culture has risen from the BNP to the royal family, which is a sign of deepening dementia. And, well, I think we're coming to the edge of the cliff sooner rather than later, and I thought I'd just point this out. Thank you all for listening.